Welcome back guys, Harry here, known as Tradesharpe, and in today's video we're going to discuss about break of structure. Now this is a very popular topic in the Forex industry here, but there is a specific way that you need to be trading break of structure in order not to get caught in fake outs, because a lot of time you'll see price break structure just to pull back, boom, you get stopped out and you're like, oh, but price broke structure, or you just see price break structure as a whole just to reverse the other way and you're like, this is super confusing. What do I look for structure? Do I look for structure on 4 hour? Do I look for it on 15 minute? Do I look for break of structure on the 1 hour? Like, which one do I count? Because 4 hour might be respecting structure, but 15 minute might be breaking structure. So does that mean we're going to sell? Or instead, there is a specific way to do it, which we're going to cover in this video. That's going to be super clear to make sure that you guys are winning your trades when you're looking for that break of structure, looking for the continuation after structure is breaking, because that is the goal. So I really do hope that this video is going to help. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video here, and I'll see you on the charts. Before we start guys, you guys know the drill. If we can do the YouTube business, leaving a like, a comment, I really do appreciate it. Get the likes past 500 likes, I really would appreciate it. Definitely helps out the channel. All my official links are in the description. Please do not be following links from other people. That is simply not me. All my official links to everything is in the description. You can check out my Instagram, check out Pip Labs, check out all of that good stuff, all in the description. So that being said, let's get straight into the video. Have you ever taken a break of structure like this and think this is a great break of structure? I'm going to take a short here, and you put a position something like this, and all you do, you go ahead, play it, and all it ends up doing is end up probably here faking out. And you're like, oh, this looks great, it's breaking in. And what do you end up happening here? It ends up just coming into profit, and ends up coming into profit like that, then ends up just ranging like this. And you're like, oh, what's end up happening? Just to do what? Just to end up hitting stop loss, right? And you're like, what? Price broke structure, it got below, it broke structure again, and I'm still wrong. Why am I wrong here? Why did this break of structure did not work, right? Whereas this break of structure worked right here, where we could see there was actually a profitable position here, where we broke towards the upside like this, easy close above, and that was a nice little break of structure towards the upside, and you would have profited and be on the right side of the trade. So how are we going to distinguish the difference between a correct break of structure and a wrong break of structure? That is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video here, and I'm going to show you how you guys are going to trade break of structures properly, because what time frame are you going to use? What break of structure do we count as a significant break of structure, and how do we define it and choose the right trade? So we're going to cover all of that, and with that being said, let's get into discussing that. So let's go to the charts. So we're on the charts here, and as I said, I'm going to make this really short and sweet so you guys fully understand, because break of structure is actually not too hard of a topic here, and we can cover it pretty simply. So the first thing is that what time frame are we going to use for break of structure? This is a massive problem. I see people have confusion, because when they look at the 4 hour time frame, it looks like it's a break of structure, but then on the 15 minute we're in a downtrend, but the 4 hours on an uptrend, and that can become very, very confusing. So let's understand a few things here. First of all, what is a break of structure, right? What does it mean? It simply means, okay, and this is super important, is we can have either a break of structure towards the upside, or we can have a break of structure towards the downside. So this is a break of structure, and this is a break of structure. The only time price does break structure is when we get a candle closing below previous structure, or towards the upside, a candle closing above previous structure. That is the only time when we have price breaking above structure or below structure. It has to close, right? So whatever time frame you're looking at the break of structure, it has to close above or below on that time frame. Now, to create structure, we need 2 or more candles closing in the opposite direction. So if you're in an uptrend, you need 2 candles closing bearish and 2 or more candles closing bullish to confirm what? A structural point, right? Same on a downtrend, you need 2 or more candles closing bullish, or you need 2 or more candles closing bearish here to confirm basically a downtrend here, right? That is what's going to create your structure, and a close above that or close below is what's going to give you the confirmation of a break of structure. So which one do we use and what time frame? That is going to be super important. So we obviously have higher time frame break of structure, which is going to be daily, 4 hour, and we can of course account those breaks of structures here. We can see those happen all the time. Here's a break of structure, that daily closing above is a break of structure. That is going to allow us to have higher time frame understanding. So when we have break of structure on the higher time frame, we can use that to understand and help us with what? Bias. Bias means what direction are you looking for a trade in your session. So when you're looking at break of structure on higher time frame, that can help you in your session say, okay, if the higher time frame has broken structure, high chance lower time frame should be continuing in the direction that what price has broken structure to. So that can only help you with bias. But when it actually comes to taking the trades, what we need to consider is the actual time frame that we're taking trades, and we need to consider what structure is doing on that time frame. So for me, most of my trades are taken on the 15-minute, 30-minute. Those are the time frames that my trades are taken, and that's where I'm going to look for my break of structure to give me the confirmation to take trades. So let's take an example here. If we're in an uptrend here and we've broken structure back here, let's go ahead and look at this move here, right? So if we're in an uptrend, we've broken structure to the upside, that is your break of structure right there, BOS, right? That's your break of structure. Why? Because we had two or more candles. That candle is closing above the structure. So that break of structure telling me, okay, we are bullish. Now I use my session bias, which I have a video on, which I'll pop up an image here. That video about my session bias discuss how do you know what direction to look for in your session based on previous daily candle closes and based on previous 4-hour candle closes. So as we can see, previous daily would have closed bullish here, and if we just go rewind to that little spot there, you'll be able to see what? You'll be able to see also 4-hour time frame as well has closed bullish. That means we should only be looking for buys here. We also do have a 4-hour break of structure here, and that is when I understand, okay, bias is bullish. I can use my lower time frame structure here to be able to look for what? For the direction of the trade. So my trades looking for upside, I want to be looking for what? A clean trading zone. This is something we have videos on talking about trading zones. Make sure to check it out. And when I have a trading zone and a structure, all I have to look is for price to break that structure. So as we can see, we broke structure here on the daily here. So when we go investigate this on lower time frame, we can see that what upside as well on the 4-hour time frame has closed bullish as well, equaling bias here. Now this was a news move, so this would be very hard to get in since news basically just came in here and shot you towards the upside. But what I want you to concentrate on is that what we need when we have bias, meaning that we're looking for upside, all we need to find an entry is we need bias. That's the only thing that we need, is we need to be able to find a bias, and we need to have our trading zone. So what do I mean by trading zone? So let's go have a look at where we were. This was the move that happened here. So all we need is we need structure to be created. Here was bias bullish being bullish. Structure was created, right? We have a resistance here. That's your structure. This candle that closed above is the break of structure. When you scroll back here, right, you have to make sure you have a clean trading zone. So realistically, our trading zone doesn't really start till we get above this zone here, but maybe we got a 30-minute closing above. That 30-minute allows you to get to this zone here, and then our next clean zone is going to be right here. So this area becomes a trading zone that we are able to trade inside of, and we could get this wick fill or trade from here to this next resistance and see if there's any rejection. But with things being bullish, this is our first break of structure here, and you can see this one's actually a much easier example to show you. So we can see this one just for beginning, that's a bit more advanced trade. But here we have clean candles to the left, so be sure to check out my trading zone video so you understand. We know bias is bullish because we have a break of structure on higher time frame, and what we're looking for is break of structure on our lower time frame. And this is exactly how I use break of structure, because I need there to be structure for me to take a trade, because I know when price is breaking it, it's doing what these candles could not do, and that's going to give me the upside to fill my trading zone. Same thing happens again, structure forms, we're bullish higher time frame, when we break structure, fills the next zone. Same thing happens again, structures formed, right? This doesn't count as a structure. Why? Because there's no two candles. Remember the rule of two candles doesn't count here. So that's why, and also it's been a big push, so it needs more consolidation. There's your break of structure back up here again, boom, fills to the next zone until it reaches the next resistance, and that keeps repeating until the trend changes. And then we have finally a break of structure towards the downside. By this time here, 4-hour candles are closing bearish, and now structure starts to break towards the downside, and again you get those pullbacks, close below, downside until we reach a support and we continue up bullish. So that's why it's super important to have your session bias and only trade break of structure in your session. There's no need to trade break of structure on higher time frame, confuse yourself. Only use that as confirmation, but trade break of structure based on the direction that your session bias does it. And that's how simple it is. That's how simple break of structure is. Wait for candle closes, go watch my entry requirements video. so you know exactly how to enter. And that's how my break of structure strategy works. I look for my bias, I find my trading zones, I wait for that structure to form, and based on my bias, if my bias is bullish or bearish, I wait for a close above or below to confirm the break of structure. And that's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that's basically it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and everything was clear. Let me know if you did in the comments below. All support is appreciated. Subscribe, like, you know, all of that good stuff. With that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.